Hey, welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown, along with Ryan Graham,
Hey, y'all.
Tim Thurber,
Hello.
and this is State of Atlanta.
Did I mess up? You started laughing when I said, "Hey, y'all." You were
It took you a second to get it in there.
no. Come on. Look, there's gonna be plenty of time to make fun of me for being as drunk as I am, and you don't have to start right off the bat.
All right.
Was it a rough Tuesday at work, Ryan? Is that why you're drinking so much right now? So hard right
It was
now?
my first day back in the office, and I don't know
Ooh.
how long. Today we're doing Tuesdays and Thursdays, and today was the first day back, and I left early and got drunk at home. I mean, I don't know what to say.
You're like, I'm over this. Goodbye. I'm going to drink.
Well, I had a dentist appointment today at like 2, and when I got back from the dentist appointment, I started drinking.
So you've been drinking
Fair
since like 3:30.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's go drive a car. All right.
God. No way.
No, it's you've heard there's a band called Psycho Stick, and they've got a song about beer, and like he talks about being drunk, and goes, and the guy in the background goes, "Let's go drive a car." So,
God.
Sounds pretty horrible.
Yeah.
all
Pretty
right,
terrible.
so yes, so if you are listening to this as it comes out on the podcast, well, we are recording it while watching Game 6 of the World Series. At least Tim and I are, so there may be some distractions. Tim wants to wrap this up quick, short and sweet, but
Tim, are
we
those
don't
real
ever do-
pearls?
Yes.
You got real ones?
absolutely-
Nice.
No, they're not.
Nice. Looks
I
good,
should- I
man.
should-
Looks good.
They are sport
should
and
have worn
social
mine.
pearls. I'm sure
Yeah.
they're 100% real.
Oh.
100% made in China. We're lucky they made it on the ship to get over here. Just in
100%
time.
real plastic.
Exactly. Organic plastic. All right. Yeah, so let's get into it. We had to go down to Statesboro. It sounds like everybody made it home healthy and safe, and we got the W. That's all that matters. And we'll move on from that game. No reason to talk about it anymore, right?
Yeah, we're
not
done.
really. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, were you surprised by the outcome? I mean, we won, obviously, so we're happy about it. But did you think it was gonna be a bigger score difference? You think we would have looked better or looked
Yeah,
worse? What do you?
I mean,
what do you think?
I was surprised at how close it was. I thought we were going to do better, and I shouldn't have because we're not a terribly good football team, and we played about as good as we have in any other game except for Auburn. Right? Auburn's about Auburn seems to be the exception to the rule for this team, where we sort of played well, but we're just not that good. Like our defense can stop their offense sometimes, most of the time, good enough to win some games. But our offense can't really do much of anything very well.
And let's also be serious. Georgia Southern right now is not a good football team.
Nope,
They are
they're
just
terrible.
not a good football team. So
bottom of the
yeah,
barrel.
maybe we should be doing a little bit better against them. But yeah, they weren't. But also, it's a rivalry game. You're supposed to throw all that stuff out the window when it's a rivalry, right? It's not a rivalry game, and those kids play. A lot of those kids play together in high school. They know each other. They want to beat each other. They know what it means. Otherwise, they wouldn't be talking so much smack like they did.
Well, so even the closeness of the game from 30 seconds after we scored, where they threw it twice for 75, 80 yards or some stupid amount. Like that wasn't even prevent offense. Like we weren't or prevent defense. We weren't even playing prevent. Like they just did that to us. There's no reason they couldn't have done that to
Yeah,
us all the game.
we actually do play prevent offense. We prevent ourselves from scoring points.
It was a Freudian slip.
I figure we play encouragement defense. How about that?
Yeah. Come on, guys. Throw the ball a little further. You can do
Just a little
it.
bit better.
You can do it.
We got faith in you guys.
They definitely exposed our secondary for sure. I mean, you're playing an option team and they throw what? They threw more yards than we did, which should tell you something's wrong, right?
Yeah.
Did they really? I didn't even realize that. When I say that I did not, I didn't say this when we started. I did not prepare for this. When I say that I have not prepared in the past, I still had at least something. I don't have a single note. I with a pen wrote down, "Hey, these are 4 topics we should probably talk about tonight."
Georgia Southern.
Georgia Southern, Louisiana,
TDS,
Quad,
Lafayette,
Basketball.
Quad, Destin at the transfer
exhibition
portal.
game.
Oh yeah,
and
we got lots of stuff, man. We got lots of
and
stuff.
We're gonna be here all night, Tim. Man, we're gonna be here all night.
That's right. So
Oh.
one of the things I wanted to talk about, a plus, because I feel like I came into this like hard and negative, and one of the pluses was that even off of a win against our hated rival, right? I came in hot with the negative, but we're sitting there watching, and it'd be like 4th down, and we're like, why aren't they going for it? They should go for it. They went for it twice and missed it twice. So, we gave our defense a lot of shit while we're watching it. We're like, we would go for it. They should definitely go for it against us, but they did not get a single 4th down conversion when they tried. And kudos to our defense for that.
Our defense is so whack. I mean, some days they'll do something like that, or they'll put on a performance like they did against Auburn or whatever, and then other times we just get trampled on, get rolled over completely.
Yep.
I don't know what it is. There's no consistency there. So yeah. So Tim, did you get a chance to watch the game live? Because you were vacating.
I got to watch it from an iPad for part of the game.
Nice.
Which is how I got stats, because stats are on the side. But yeah, I would say it's like you can't be one-dimensional. We're 1.2 dimensional, I guess. We're a running team, and we can pass moderately mediocre at times. I don't know.
You're being generous.
Okay, 1.1. I don't know, but it's like I don't want to be one-dimensional. We're not gonna win the Sun Belt East being a one-dimensional running team. You're gonna run into a team that just defends the run really well. What are you gonna do? I'm not seeing what I want to see out of Granger 100%. Lots of overthrows in the Southern game, wide open receivers. I was like, come on, this is like pitch and catch. That's all you gotta do, right?
Yeah.
And we couldn't do it. As far as the defense, I don't know. We gave up a crap ton of yards for some reason and still won. They own time
Ben,
possession.
Ben, don't break.
We knew they were going to own the time of possession. We knew they were going to score a lot of yards, put up a lot of yards.
They scored a ton of yards.
Man,
they scored more ton of yards than we did.
We knew that was going to happen, but you stopped them where we had to stop them. That was actually scoring the points. So. Yeah.
What did you just say?
We stopped them when their quarterback, who runs the ball, threw the ball to us.
Yeah, that also happened.
So David got pretty mad at me during the game because I was complaining about Granger's passing, where like even when he completes the pass, he is putting the wide receivers in a terrible position and doesn't give them any room to run after the catch at all, even when they should have that room. So there was like a catch late in the game where Carter, I think, is he still a tight end? I don't even freaking know. One of our tight ends caught the ball and like had to jump in the air and catch it all stupidly, but he had so much space in front of the DB there and could have scored a touchdown had that pass been any kind of accurate at all. Instead, we had to rely on our running backs in a red zone, stack the box type of thing. And they scored. We scored, thank God, but we might not have. We've stopped people in that same situation, but it happens over and over and over in the game where the wide receiver has no opportunity to keep on running with the ball or make any kind of move. He has to like jump or dive or do something stupid that gets him tackled immediately. And if I was a wide receiver, I'd be pissed.
Sure. Yeah, you're absolutely right. When I got mad at you, I mean,
you did. You argued with me, but sometimes you just take an opportunity to argue with me, and
absolutely.
I feel like maybe it was just that. Maybe
it makes me feel better about myself when I'm arguing with you. But no, I remember an NFL draft well over a decade ago, maybe 2 decades ago, and they were talking to some analyst about wide receivers coming out of college. One of the things they talked about was having to break these college players of always jumping for the ball. Like if you have to jump, but they would always just kind of put themselves in the air. And the problem is that's even though it's split seconds, it's timing of you having to come down, reposition, and continue running. They want you to catch the ball in stride so you can get those extra yardage. So
right over your shoulder.
Yeah, but like you said, Quad has not been giving the guys Granger's not been giving the guys that much that opportunity to do that. They're having to make these athletic plays to catch the ball. So credit to them for doing it. We know we have great wide receivers. and tight ends for that matter. We've got them, but you
Always
need to be able to.
but they're great.
But
Yeah, you're right.
Ever since the Trent Miles day, yeah. I mean, I guess really even Bill Curry, if you want to talk about Albert Wilson.
Yep.
But yeah, we need to give these guys the opportunity to showcase their real skills and talents and not make acrobatic catches, but get their yards and get into the end zone. So yeah, got to be better there.
We're just making the wide receivers work for the yards, right? I mean, that's about it. Or you could say Granger is still knocking the rust off.
Knocking the rust off.
I don't know. I don't know if he has any rust, man. I that's the problem with Granger is I don't know what his ceiling is. I don't know that this is rust or if this is just what he looks like. I mean,
well, hopefully we have not seen his ceiling yet, and because we've got a couple of big games on deck this week and next week. Big test. Ranked teams. Short week this week with Lafayette. It's going to be a tough one this week. Down there in Bayou Labatru country, whatever it is. I don't know what it's called.
Lafayette.
Lafayette. So,
hopefully, it has a better game like the ULM game somehow. I want a more balanced attack. That's it.
ULM sucks. I mean, what do you want?
They may be from the same shitty state, but they are not the same shitty team. So it's going to be a much different game against Lafayette than it was against Monroe. But yeah, short week as well. This is that we talked about it all off season or since the schedule came out. There's this murderous row in November where we have at the Trash on South. A few days later, go to Lafayette and then finish it off at Coastal. It's gonna be a rough couple of games. We're gonna really find out what this team is, what they really have as far as an East Division contender in these next 2 weeks.
Definitely a quick turn from Southern and going to play the best team, dare I say, in the Sun Belt.
Could be, yeah. Arguably, yeah.
I would. Well, yeah, they have the best record, best conference record. They're perfect. They deserve to be considered the best team in conference right now until someone
we're tied for number one in the East. We're tied.
We are.
Yeah, I got into a little Twitter spat about that over the weekend, but I started it when I was drinking, and then it kind of kept on when I woke up the next day, and I was like, I don't care to have this conversation anymore. But it was basically a bunch of App State fans saying that we were tied for second, not for first, and I'm like, well, no, if you're going to talk about not being legit in first place, then we're third place.
full transparency, I made that argument too, but I didn't keep going or care or anything like that. So
yeah, but that's a good place to be in. We're 3-1 in conference. Is that what it is?
3-1. Yeah, no, our record actually is looking kind of decent. I mean, if we just don't look that good.
We're right where I said we'd be 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's weird. We sort of
from here on out, I can't
figured it out, but oh god, we don't look good doing it.
Yeah, if you would have said at the beginning of this, if you would have said at the beginning of the season we'd be 4-4, coming off of a win against the Trash Down South at the beginning of the season, you're like, that's not what I want to be, but I can totally see it happening like that.
It'd be fine, but I don't know. I'm a little down.
I'm still upset about the Army loss. I'm still upset the Army. I mean, and obviously the Auburn game, we want that one, but that was not something that we really had.
We didn't expect that.
Super high expectations, especially going into it that week.
I didn't mark that one down as a win for sure. That was not ever on my list of wins.
I thought we had a better shot at beating Auburn than we did at North Carolina, which is not really saying much, but I had a better shot about it. But after the Army loss and the UNC losses, I did not expect to see that team perform the way they did in Auburn. That was so close to being perfection. But oh well. Are we going to watch the game together on Thursday? Or we just want to watch from home?
I have a thing I got to go to, and I'm upset about it. But I told everybody who makes plans around me that Saturdays are not going to be good. And then we had a Thursday game, and I forgot. I just forgot that there were going to be Thursday games. And so somebody planned the Thursday thing at like 7 o'clock. So I got to do a Thursday thing.
Well, it sucks to be you.
I can meet y'all somewhere. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to Manual's, so I could just you guys could come to Manual's, and I could just come join y'all.
Just leave your thing.
Like you're done with your thing, you just walk on over.
Yeah.
You just keep on like every few minutes. You just move your seat further away from your group and closer to us.
Yeah.
By the time the game's actually on TV, you're just sitting there with us drinking a beer, watching the game.
Definitely. I'm in. This is a good plan. They don't pay attention to this. They won't know what my plan is.
Now you're gonna wear Georgia State stuff to make.
Oh
it
yeah,
obvious.
100%.
Okay.
All day Thursday.
She'd be like, "Oh my God, there's Georgia State people here. Whoa, that's weird."
What? I'm gonna go hang out with them and see what they're all about.
Anybody know those guys?
They seem cool. They seem all right. Oh wait, that one guy seems lame. It's you, David. You're the one.
I knew it was gonna be me. You said that before I could say, you mean the bald one, right? I don't know. Tim, you want to go out? You want to get out and go watch the game somewhere?
Sure. There's no Braves game,
World
right?
Series.
So we're good.
World Series will be over. Yeah.
That's what they say.
Well,
That's all the games scheduled.
I was such an idiot. I came home after I went up to the Battery on Sunday and watched the game, and came home and people were talking about going to Houston. And so I just pulled up flights and started looking at stuff, and I found a $61 flight from Atlanta to Houston round trip. And I'm
How
like,
much is a ticket?
61. Oh yeah, it'd be ridiculous.
Yeah.
But like $61, I'll just go down there. And I was really, really close to buying that plane ticket. My wife already cleared for me to go for a couple of days.
Wow.
Let's go to Houston. I'm in.
And yeah, they would have needed to push the World Series back for another 2 weeks. I picked the wrong weekend, wrong week. So I didn't buy it. Tickets were actually going to be like pretty expensive to get there in time for the game. So that's why I'm in my little dungeon down here and not at the game.
Then take us into the game.
Yeah. I would have just been on my phone recording the podcast with you guys from the game.
Hold on. Home run.
Then my feed would be faster than what Tim's is, because his feed, I just get to watch him to see what happens in games. I'll know whether something good or bad happens by looking at him.
How was the Battery, by the way? I heard some horror stories from some friends that were there.
It was crazy. I actually found my way to get into the game. I promise you it was legally, but so I got to watch the game at the Chop House.
Got it.
What is illegal? I mean,
I got into the game. That's all I'm saying.
People who are allowed to let people into the game let you into the game. So it was all legal, 100%, just not orthodox.
Then you didn't
right
experience the outdoor shit show. Maybe there've been shit. I don't know.
No, but one of my friends has recently moved into the apartments there at the Battery. I say recently, is before the season even started.
Mhm.
But so we've drank everything we could. We drank everything they had inside of Truers Park, and then we went back to her place afterwards, and we started drinking all of her beer. She actually was in bed yelling at us, "Get out of my house!" And there's three of us just standing there, just drinking her beer, talking about all kinds of random crazy stuff. So I had a very, very slow day yesterday. I was moving pretty rough Monday morning, but
I saw a video from the Battery. It looked like not a fun time at all. It looked shoulder to shoulder, jam packed. I don't know why anyone would go there to have a good time. Like, if you want to watch it on a screen, watch it at home. We have giant screens at home. Just watch it at home. I don't have cable, so I can't watch it. But that's neither here nor there. Are you checking off the thing on the agenda that we talked about?
No, you made me think of something I want to talk about in last call, so I wanted to put it down there so I remember to do that.
Show topic: giant screens.
Giant screens.
Giant screens. Check.
Hey, can we go back to Louisiana, guys?
Yeah, that's actually where I was going to get back to. Yeah.
So we're playing I just looked it up. The 47th ranked offense. Awesome, right?
Well, we're like the 12th ranked rushing offense.
We are.
Stupid, right? Did I get it right?
I'm pretty sure that's spot on.
Dang! Look at me go.
13th.
Rank him with the drunk stats.
Drunk stat, Ryan, you're off by 1. That's pretty good for drunk stats.
But I just don't like. So everyone keeps talking about it, and I'm like, we're like the 80th or some such for passing. And it's like, who cares if we're the 12th or 13th or whatever for rushing? Like, if we can't pass the dang ball, like, it doesn't actually matter. It will not help us. There are sorry teams every single year. Georgia Southern is one of the top ranked rushing offenses in the country, and they suck.
Yeah,
They suck.
those kind of like league-wide stats always have me scratching my head because you'll always have some G5 team that's like sky high in those rankings, and it's because they have a couple of guys that are significantly better than the crap teams they play.
Right.
So it's easy to put up a lot of rushing yards against Sunbelt teams or your MAC teams or whatever it may be versus being in the SEC West and going up against those teams every single season.
Or if they run it a billion times because they don't have a balanced offense, they're not scoring points. They're just running it 3 yards every play, and that might be okay, I guess, but like it's still not going to win you very many games.
Yeah, just because we're the 13th or 14th best rushing in our conference, playing our team that our teams are playing doesn't mean that if you put us in a different conference with higher caliber talent that we're going to continue to run the ball just as well as we are here.
Right.
So those league-wide stats, really they're great. They're great poster board material. They're something to make you feel good about it. But I don't really pay that much attention to them.
Well, you have like Tech winning like 5-6 games a season and always being like the number one rushing team, and they're like, we're the number one rushing team. Yeah, but you suck. You lose a lot of games. Like, what do you care? What are you doing hanging your hat on that, you losers?
Exactly.
Sorry, I am drunk.
I was gonna say Louisiana is balanced. Like their total defense is 53rd, total offense 47th.
Well, they probably have the longest tenured head coach in the league, right? In the conference, right?
Probably, yeah.
They probably do.
Yeah, so they've had a chance. He's got his guys in there. He's been doing well. The team's been, as much as I don't like them or him for that matter, but obviously a good coach has put together his team. So yeah, it's going to be tough. I think we can win. We almost won last year. We took them to overtime. They were beating their chest, so proud about their 19th ranking in the nation, and came in here and had to go to overtime to beat us.
We should have handled them last year for sure. I think if we handle them this year, it's going to be. I mean, no one here is expecting that. We want to, but it would be a hell of a game if we handle them this year.
It'd be great to do it on national television when we actually have people watching us, because we don't really do that well on big time
channel
TV.
Are we on?
Do you have stats on that?
I do not have stats on that.
You just know. I think I know too. We get on national TV and it's like a curse for some reason.
What channel are we on?
It's on the Deuce, right?
The Deuce? Is that the poop?
Yeah, we're on the
old poop.
All right, so I've got a question from Julian between Lafayette, Coastal,
ESPN Prime, by the way.
ESPN 1, the Uno.
Ooh.
It's a tough question. Who do you think we have a better shot at beating, Lafayette or Coastal?
Should I just bulldoze my way into this? I will. So I think Coastal this year. Louisiana seems like God, Julian, you screwed me up, man. Lafayette. Which is what we need to be calling them, and you should do better. It's just a really good football team, and they seem to be beating everybody they need to beat. And Coastal hasn't necessarily done that. I kind of expect us to lose both those games, but we have a better shot against Coastal.
What say you, Tim?
I'm with you. Coastal, I think we want revenge. And Louisiana's the tougher team. I mean, Lafayette.
It's a threesome. I agree.
I'm reading this
together as well.
Sorry.
I mean, so here's the
comment
deal. I care more about beating Lafayette. I say, I know David disagrees. David really hates Coastal and really just wants that rivalry to be a thing. But
I don't
Lafayette,
know why you guys say that.
No,
I don't know why you guys say
David,
that.
It's fine. I know it's a rivalry. You don't have to explain it. But Lafayette, to me, really has become a rivalry. And for the one guy who doesn't care as much about basketball, I think it's meaningful that I consider them a rivalry, because the rivalry has formed because of basketball. But I want to beat Lafayette every single chance I get. 100%. More than Coastal.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Obviously, I still maintain that Coastal is a flash in the pan. They've been exposed now. Teams have shown how to beat them. At least App State did it, and Troy almost did. I do think Coastal is much easier to beat, but we've never beaten Lafayette before, and I don't like having teams that we've never beaten, especially teams that we have to play every single year because I don't know, the Sun Belt just loves scheduling us against Lafayette. We never seem to get them off the schedule from the West, which when they expand the conference is one thing we kind of nice about it is not having to see those Louisiana schools both of them every single year. Anyways, I think a Lafayette win means more to the program than a Coastal win. I don't know where this whole fascination comes with that I hate Coastal the most or think it's a rivalry. No, I didn't like the way that their fan base acted after getting to Ryan's house and pooping in his bathroom. No, I don't like.
I don't think it's a rivalry, but I just feel
the-
kind of rivalrous. Is rivalrous a word? I don't know, but I'm making
I
one.
feel like if we had the same success last year or this year that Coastal had last year, I believe that all three of us would pretty much act the exact same way. We would be so nervous about losing the next game. Like we would not be crowning ourselves the next world beater and talking about how we're going to beat every single team from now on into eternity. No, we would be like, man, got lucky again. This team is really cool. How much longer before Coach Elliott gets plucked up by a bigger program? Man, we're going to suck after that. And, our schools are going to have all our guys entering the transfer portal. We'd be so apathetic about it that, so the way that Coastal fans reacted to everything and the way they still beat their chest, I'm sick of it. I'm not saying it's a rivalry. I'm not saying it's not a rivalry.
Well,
I'm tired of their BS, and I want to beat them.
I'm gonna go back on what I said because you reminded me about them all pooping in my bathroom, including.
Oh my God, you actually forgot about that because you would not stop talking about it.
For a brief moment, I forgot about it, and let's just go ahead and clarify. One of the people who pooped in my bathroom was their mascot, and honest to God, we need to beat them. We need to beat the snot out of Coastal, and I care about that more than Lafayette now.
All right. Well, I like you just as soon as we have all three agree on something, Ryan's like, nope, I got to be the contrarian and disagree.
Well, you reminded me about all the poop.
No, so Julian says he thinks Coastal would mean more after the 51 loss last year. Maybe in recent minds, yeah. But as far as watching this program since it's been around, I would rather lose one game 51-0 to a team that going into that series we were even. I think we were 3-3 against them going into the game last year. Now we're down 3-4, and we're 0-5 against Lafayette. So I want to beat Lafayette more. Yeah. I think we have a better shot at Coastal.
We do.
So
yeah, I do. I do still agree we have a better shot at Coastal.
We touched on it. Well, we talked about the Trash Down South, and I don't really care about going into this in depth, but they actually did something very strange. They actually hired a coach in the middle of their season who will start his job but not coach the team until next year. So they hired.
Is he not going to start coaching? But he's definitely hired.
He's hired, and he will be coming in and will be like participating. I say participating, watching. I think they said the word was he'll be watching practices, but he's not going to actually be doing anything other than building his staff and hiring people and all that stuff.
I'm just imagining like a peep show, like heavy breathing. Like I just like to watch.
Well, I think it's funny too. A lot of people.
Sorry, I got weird.
It's not what I was thinking, but
when a coach gets fired after a game, everyone's like, "Yeah, we got that coach fired." Well, Trash Down South lost to us last week, and they we got that coach hired. Is that how that works?
Yep.
Georgia State got that coach hired for Southern. Apparently, they went back to Paul Johnson and offered him the job, and he turned it down.
I bet they offer Paul Johnson every time they fire a coach, and Paul Johnson every single time is like, "You just fired another coach." Like he's the only one who actually knows how often they fire coaches because he's the only one that they come to.
He gets that of the caller ID on his phone with that 912 area code, and is it 912? Whatever that South.
That's Savannah, I think. I don't know if that's Statesboro.
So that'd probably be the same thing. It's not like Savannah's so big it deserves to have 4 area codes like Atlanta does.
It could be 2. I don't know. It could not share one with Statesboro. I wouldn't want to share shit with Statesboro. So
actually, shit's the only thing you have to share with Statesboro.
They send all their shit up there.
Well, yeah, you don't need to share it because they have enough of it themselves. So,
how do they gloss over their turnover rate of head coaches when they've been FBS to these prospects? Are they just like, don't pay attention to that? It's not.
Don't worry about head coaches.
You're safe here.
Yeah, they'll be fired after a year and a half. Don't worry about it.
Would it make this awesome if he got fired before he actually coached a game while he was in this koosh? I can just be here and watch.
He's passing too often.
Creepy role.
If he pulled a George O'Leary and got fired before he actually coached a game, he could get hired away. I mean, obviously, getting hired in the middle of the season, he was head coach at Southern California. On Chad, is that his name? Chad.
I don't know.
Well,
I mean, it sounds like a Chad.
Yeah, exactly. But,
I mean, how bad do you have to suck to play at to coach at Southern California and then get demoted all the way to Southern?
To Statesboro, Georgia.
To Statesboro, Georgia. Like, how bad do you have to suck to get demoted that far?
I think he's from Gainesville originally, so at least he's familiar with the region of the country. But still, to go
Florida at least. Lane Kiffin didn't even take Statesboro. Come on.
There's no way Lane Kiffin's wife wanted to live in Statesboro.
No.
Yeah, so I just thought it was interesting that he came in mid-season but won't be. I mean, it'd be even more weird if he was coaching, I guess, honestly. But
so is he? It sounds like you've kind of read up about this a little bit or heard some chatter. Is he the second coming of Christ, like Lunsford and Summers?
He's not a triple option guy whatsoever at all. He's known for his passing game and not running the ball very much, having a very very little rushing game.
I clicked on the Twitter, the initial like announcement or whatever, and it was a bunch of Southern fans complaining about it already.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The few things I saw were Southern fans saying they pretty much knew that the triple option was going to be a thing of the past, that they were going to be going for more traditional style.
They're going to try to transition. They're going to lose for another season because you can't just transition like that. And they're going to fire him.
This one dude was like, it's not going to take him 4 to 5 years to transition the program. The absolute floor next season is a bowl game, and I'm like, yeah, he's totally fired. If that's the floor for the game next season, then he's going to be absolutely fired because there's no way that they're going to turn around with the guys he has. I mean, he'll probably hit up the transfer portal super big.
Right.
To pick up some people to come in there to play his style of ball, but yeah,
I'm surprised they're not already calling for him to be fired since he doesn't want to run the triple option.
One of the things I thought that was funny because he's still getting paid by Southern California for like the next couple of years, like $3 or $4 million, and those idiot Southern fans thought that means that Southern could pay him at a discount because he was already making money. He wouldn't demand. They are not going to pay him $4 million. But do you think he's really going to work for like $250 a year because he's already getting paid $4 million, so he doesn't need that? No, he's.
Could they tell me if any coach has ever done that? Like, do coaches do that on the regular? I mean, I don't think so.
Deferring salary or something?
No, they're like, screw that. I'm taking all your money, and you're going to take your money.
Double
Why
dipping,
wouldn't they?
Exactly. So they're dumb. They're idiots.
I'd never heard of him before. Did either of you guys look up his record or anything at Southern Cal? Or
no, I was busy working. Like I told you guys before we got on here, I was on a 10-hour phone call today. So this was literally things I got to pick up in between little bits of work today. So I don't know a lot about.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of him before. I never heard of the guy. I pay very little attention to football outside of Georgia State. I pay even less attention to West Coast football. So I really don't know anything about that over there.
And then even less to Georgia Southern.
They said
football,
USC,
right?
and I sort of was like, was it South Carolina? So
yeah.
Who knows?
All right. Anything else about football? You wanna move on? We have a new sport starting up this week.
Yeah, we can probably move on. Well, do we want to talk about realignment stuff? I mean, we have official news. Does that matter? Or do you want to do that last? Because that's all sports.
We talked about last week. We had an official. I guess we have more official. We'll talk about sure. Let's talk about realignment. Why not? What's happened since last week? Marshall officially announced.
I think everyone's in, right? No, is JMU in yet?
James Madison's the only one that's not officially announced. I think they're
That's
still
fine.
trying
They
to
can stay out.
Yeah,
They
I
got
don't
boxes to check before they can move.
I guess the
Yeah.
real funny thing that happened over the past week is now it looks like there's a strong chance that Western Kentucky and Middle Tennessee are abandoning Conference USA for the MAC, leaving Conference USA, which used to have like 16 teams, 14 teams.
Yeah.
Now they have
14,
they have
I think.
three remaining.
Yeah, they're just gonna they're gonna join with like Liberty, UMass, and New Mexico, and pray to God they can figure that out.
They're going to have to promote a lot of FCS schools, and it looks like Sam Houston and Jacksonville State are the top of that list.
Those are good schools. They're consistently good programs.
Jacksonville State is interesting to me because Ryan, you and I went to a Georgia State game at Jacksonville State.
Yeah,
and it's close. It's that will be the closest team to us outside of, obviously, of Tech, I think, because I don't know if they're closer than Troy or not, but it's an FBS opportunity for a good away game or get them to travel here with fans or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
But Sam Houston, Sam Houston's still pretty small.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Sam Houston, I think, is a recurring FCS championship team.
I think they're the reigning national champion.
I think they're like always contenders. Since we've been involved in when we were involved in FCS football, and since, I think they have always been contenders.
Do you care about more teams being promoted to FBS? Do you think that creates any kind of issues or widens that separation from FBS, like Power 5 and the G5?
I think if it does, it only helps us because we're not the ones doing it necessarily, except for James Madison, I guess. But we're not the ones having to take a bunch of those teams, so it doesn't necessarily water us down. It just pushes us up, so that's fine. Tim, what do you think?
I think the biggest news is that someone took Liberty.
Who took Liberty?
Conference USA.
They did? That's official?
It's Brett McMurphy's reporting it, so yeah, you pretty much can count on it.
Oh, yeah. Thank God.
So what I find interesting about that Liberty, somebody made a great analogy to this online. Liberty is going to control Conference USA in the same way that Texas did the Big 12.
Yeah.
So I mean, they have all the money. They've got all these startups, and Liberty, that's going to be their conference. They will get whatever they want out of that conference. They'll be running that show. So
Liberty USA, just rename it now.
Well, good for them. I'm glad we're not part of that conference.
Yeah,
that's all I have to say.
Cheryl did something right.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Things could be different.
This is something we talked about before is, you say that we could be in this dumpster fire that is this new Conference USA, or we could have been one of the 6 teams that got moved on to the American Conference.
I think John, when I brought this up, the same
Ryan's
complaint.
mic stopped working.
What? My mic doesn't work?
We can't hear him anymore.
You can't hear me?
He's still talking. He's just moving his mouth.
It's not even complaining.
Maybe I should to say words like if I can lip read. Is it working now?
I can hear Ryan.
That's stupid. But
no, hey, no.
John, think that
could you hear me the whole time?
It's a good or bad thing.
Funny.
More FBS
John brought up a very good point. CUSA does not have an ESPN contract.
I can hear him.
AAC does.
I can't hear either of you guys now.
David, you're broken.
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you. Yes.
You can hear. Basically, this is my show now. All right, screw you guys.
No, we can hear you.
Yeah, but I can't hear you guys.
Oh, you can hear me? Okay.
I can't hear you. I'm reading your lips right now. I cannot hear you.
Mute yourself. Me and Tim will talk.
Hey guys, how about y'all try to log out and re-enter the
what? No, you.
The thing here.
You. Oh boy.
I know that you guys can hear me. I cannot hear you is what I'm trying to tell you.
That would be you.
It's yours then. You.
All right, this is going smashingly well.
Wait,
you gotta fix it.
We've got a private chat that we can talk to each other in here, and they're telling me that they can hear me, and I'm trying to iterate to them that I cannot hear them.
Wait, can our listeners hear us?
Probably.
It's probably
Fix my
only
speakers.
David.
Oh, is that what the problem is? Is it my speakers?
Maybe. Best radio ever. I don't even remember what we were saying. What was it, Tim? What was I
We
trying
were
to
talking
say?
about Liberty, and they're going to rename the conference.
Oh, cool. So
USA.
it was my problem the entire time.
Yeah, so John brought up a really good point. I think that is the linchpin. I think it's the thing that explains everything, and it is CUSA did not have an ESPN contract, and AAC and Sunbelt do. And so what ended up happening is ESPN figured out how to just demolish CUSA, take all those teams, all their fans, and put them onto ESPN contracts. And they had so much power that they were able to do it. So I don't necessarily think that we would have been snatched up to AAC, but we might have been back to the Sun Belt regardless. We'd have gone somewhere, I think, with the Atlanta market and ESPN for sure.
Yeah, that's what some people have noticed, is that there was no non-ESPN teams that made a move.
Right.
It was all ESPN teams that were making the moves, and
I don't think it's a coincidence.
but I still just don't feel like we fit into this conference, and
We
I feel
don't.
like if we had an administration that felt the same way and wanted to actually put in some work, we wouldn't be in this conference. But yeah, Ryan Reed says that they could hear all of us. So
Thanks, Ryan.
thanks.
Yeah, it was
I don't know what
just
happened. I just
you.
my maybe it was being on my headphones for 10 hours today. They just gave up. They said they put in a full day's work. They can't handle another hour long.
I love how
podcast,
David's like, you all hang up and come back because it's obviously your fault.
Well, yeah, I guess. I never think it's my fault. It's never my fault.
So we do have more football stuff that you even had on your agenda, and it was transfer portal stuff.
I don't normally talk about recruiting and the
This is
attrition from
big
players
stuff.
and everything, but yeah, this is actually kind of interesting because both Quad and Destin Coates over the week have entered the transfer portal after losing their starting jobs throughout the season. What do you guys think of that?
I mean, they were our starting skill positions last year. I mean, you add Pinckney to it, and we're down last year's like every offensive yard we had last year. So
I don't understand entering the transfer portal in the middle of the season.
Right. I don't know why he's leaving now. Like,
I mean,
once you enter, you can't play, right? You're done.
But they don't technically leave. They're just in the portal. I don't.
Can he
But
play?
I mean, if I'm a
I don't know if
coach-
they're still. Did you guys look at the depth chart to see if either of them are included on it? I did not. I meant to, but I didn't.
And I also find it strange, especially with Quad in his position. You only have 3 quarterbacks on the roster. Granger, we talked about before, even though he won up the job, he is kind of a scrawny guy, and he's takes some hits when he's out there running that ball. Quad just an injury away from getting a starting job back,
or a couple turnovers. I mean, we don't even have to talk about injuries. I don't like to talk about injuries for our players, but like even a couple turnovers, I mean, that is Quad's problem. So if Granger matches his problems, then all of a sudden you're looking at Quad a little differently. Coates, I understand, right? Coates is fourth string at this point. He's our last running back. I sort of get that, but Quad. I mean, there's a lot of fans that think he should be starting. I do. I mean, Ben started sending me text when I said that on Twitter. He was very upset with me. But I think Ben's wrong too. So, there's that.
You're not the only person on Twitter that thinks Ben is wrong.
I think
Ben's wrong about some stuff. Everyone's wrong sometimes. I might be wrong about this. Who cares?
What you got, Tim?
Sports.
I don't understand why Quad's leaving now. I mean, I don't know. Granger could have a slew of bad games, or they're going to leave him in. No, same thing they did with Quad. They pulled him when he wasn't doing well. With Destin, I get it. Like, he fumbled way too much. Plays when he's running down the field, we're all watching it. Like, oh God, please get to the end zone before they catch you. And they caught him, and he was fumbling. Yeah. So it's just with him, I'm not surprised. You fumble that much, you're going to be down on the depth chart. I mean, help me. Is McKelly still on the team? He's not in the portal, right?
He actually holds the ball for the points after.
He's second string now. He moved up. He's playing if Granger gets hurt.
So good for him. Gives him a chance to possibly get some playing time. But something else I didn't understand is there's been a lot of talk. So a lot of people want McKelly for whatever reason to get some time on the field. But what we're told is he's a different style quarterback. He's your traditional, take a step back, air the ball out type guy, and he's not the same kind of quarterback that our offense is built around, which is Granger and Quad, who have a better chance of running. And I'm like, then why did we offer him?
Recruit him.
Because he's
Yeah.
obviously he's obviously a quality quarterback. He won like that Gatorade Player of the State or whatever in South Carolina. He seems like a passionate, smart kid. Like, then if we were not going to build an offense around that style of play, then why do we even offer him? Was the plan to be in 4 years we'll transition or something, and he gets 1 year of doing this?
And how do you not have like 10 plays that he can that is built around him? You know what I mean? Like you have to have some plays that are built around a pocket passer.
Yeah. And
you
I'm
don't
not
just have like
advocating
your entire playbook is like this option bullshit. You know, I mean that's not. We haven't seen that. That's not accurate.
Well, and I don't want this to come across like I'm advocating that McKelly should have started the game. I'm not saying he should be our starter. What I'm saying is, why did we offer him when we run an offense that he's not, styled to play? I don't know.
But he might be our starter. That's the thing. So like now the chances of him being our starter are increased exponentially, right? I mean, we don't have anyone between.
Maybe Lafayette or Coastal are really,
something happens.
They get to the quarterback and they knock him out. We get injured or something like that, and then you got to go to somebody.
I mean, hell, you knock Granger's helmet off. He's got to sit out for a play, right? I mean, you still got to figure out a play. I mean, they'll just hand off the ball, I guess, but they shouldn't. They should pocket pass.
That's got to be the most easiest play to know how to defend. Oh, the backup quarterback's coming in because the other quarterback's helmet went off. They're running the ball.
The box.
Exactly. They're rushing the ball.
Well, and so here's the other thing that frustrates me about Quad leaving is it sort of makes me mad because he was sharing first string snaps in practice for the entire offseason and into the season. And like, how many of those snaps could have gone to Granger, and how much does that matter? How many of the second string snaps or third that McKelly, is that how we say his name? I don't even know.
McKelly, yeah.
McKelly.
Could he
I
have
called him
gotten?
Michael for the first year, so I don't know.
I mean, how many could he have gotten? And like Quad was just up there and like he's just leaving now. He's just out. Like, he doesn't want to help the team, and that frustrates the hell out of me. That doesn't sound right, and that makes me kind of mad at him personally.
Yeah. How wrong was I when I was talking about offseason that we were going to have that breakout year from Quad, Dan Ellington style? He was going to
Didn't I say?
What
I the one who was talking about sophomore slump?
You did say sophomore slump.
This is more like sophomore dump. He sophomore dumped on the team.
It didn't have to be. That is what frustrates me, is like, even if you have a sophomore slump, you can still play the guy. We're not playing at a high level. It's not like if you put Quad in, we're going to play at a lower level. I don't believe that for a second. And then you get him still for another year, and he's out of his sophomore slump like most quarterbacks do, and you keep on progressing.
And who's going to take a chance on him now when they see that he lost a starting job and then just quit?
Quit. Yeah. Yep.
So, all right. Well, best of luck. I mean, honestly, I do hope best of luck to both the guys leaving. Once a Panther, always a Panther. But it's unfortunate that things ended the way they did for them.
Sucks to see him go. That's all I have to say.
Tim?
It sucks to see him go.
I agree.
Both of them go.
I agree.
Quad. I thought he was a dynamic quarterback, and I don't know what happened this year.
And a cool name,
Brian.
Quad.
What a cool name. What a great nickname. I love that. Anyhow.
Sophomore dump.
We'll probably talk more about basketball next week, but the season does kind of get underway this Friday with
Does it count?
Clayton State.
Clayton State.
Here's my thing. If it's not a ticket in my ticket account, does it count? Because
is it not a ticket?
It's a ticketless game. You just show up free for everybody. Show up. So I'm like,
stroll
so
in.
Either they were just doing this to try to like get some support, or maybe they feel like it's not that real big of a game anyways, or they couldn't get around to getting the tickets finalized and issued out or something, so they need a couple more days to do that, which is very, very likely. But yeah, Clayton State, I think, is who we play Friday.
Yeah.
Are you going?
Yeah, I'll be there. You going, Tim?
Yeah, definitely.
I won't be going.
G-Deck tailgate.
Oh, G-Deck tailgates. Epic. And also tough to go sometimes. Although Friday's much better than Wednesday. Or what do we play now? Thursdays? Oh, Thursdays and Saturdays.
Well, yeah,
right?
we actually have a couple of Tuesday games. So like next week, there will be a game. Basically, I'll be coming home from the game and we'll start recording the episode. So we may be a little late to the live stream next week. But well, I guess we'll have 2 games to talk about next week for basketball. Yeah, so that's fun. I'm looking forward to basketball starting. We got in Ryan's favorite thing. There's the mid-major poll came out, and we're ranked number 7. How do you
Number
feel, Ryan?
7.
How's that great to be in the class of second tier basketball? How does it feel to be the number 7 team?
Does that make us 25 plus 7, or does that make us like 80th?
I think it makes us like 8. Well, I think there's another ranking from top to bottom. We were like 107th,
Right.
108th.
I was even giving us more credit. Guys, it's nothing to celebrate being 108th in the nation. That's not exciting. I'm not excited about it.
But that poll was that particular ranking was a little BS because they actually had Lafayette ranked ahead of us.
I'm not excited about 80th in the nation, y'all. Like, seriously, it's not cool. It's not fun. It's not exciting. I'm not going to cheer about it. I don't care. Like,
It's got to be top 64.
Huh?
Once you crack top 64, that's all that matters.
That's it.
Well,
That
that's
is all that
true.
matters.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm looking forward to basketball getting started. Pretty much the entire team is returning. That'll be fun. I'm looking
You
forward
only
to
care about Sosame.
I do love me
Pretty
some
much.
Sosame. I do love me some Sosame. I'm
He's
excited.
he's
Be
the
real.
spark. He's the energy.
He's the heart of that team. He's the heart. And that's not a home run.
Huh? How
Are we
far
winning?
behind are you?
How are we
Braves
doing?
are up
5-0.
6-0 now.
6 now?
The Braves are up 6-0?
Am I
Yep,
behind?
top of the 5th, up
I am.
6-0. So we're gonna wrap this up so we can do a little last call and finish off watching this game.
And
at
I can
home.
finally cuss.
I'm actually
I
good.
have almost dropped F-bombs like, I don't know, a billion times this whole episode.
Okay.
It wasn't a home run.
Oh, they take it back?
I don't think it would have been
All
a
right.
2-run home run.
Oh wait,
so.
anyhow, we'll
All right.
we'll talk about that. Yeah, you guys, anything else about Georgia State you want to talk about for this episode before we do last call?
I don't
Men's
think so.
soccer doing really well. That's awesome. Go men's soccer.
Yeah, men's soccer is doing really well, and the women have a playoff game. Women's soccer has a playoff game, I think, tomorrow on Wednesday. I didn't get a chance to look at all the other sports or even pay attention to what the other Sunbelt teams did in football this week, but best of luck to all those teams.
And I think in bigger news on the soccer front, I think we got confirmation that there was an intention to bring Sunbelt soccer back, right?
That is true.
Yes.
Yes. Now that we have some returning teams with soccer, we'll have Sunbelt sponsored soccer. So we've got
That's
this
big
year. We have this year, possibly next year, to win the MAC and just be kind of like a one and done team out there and go get our championship and then get out of there.
Just drop the mic, walk out.
Exactly. Go there for 2 years, win the championship both years, and then just deuce out. And I he's deuced twice in this episode. Look at that.
I'm told
Deuce
we
it
say
out.
poop a lot.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening. We're going to go over to Last Call. You can find it on our Patreon page, patreon.com/State of Atlanta. It's free on Fridays. Comes out immediately to our Patreon members. Please consider joining for $3 a month. You get access to our private group chat, discounts on merchandise, and whatever else we can toss your way to thank you for supporting us. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Peace.